Argentina won in penalty kicks.
Yes.
You called it perfectly.
Who called it? Who called it?
You did.
Who called it? GL called it?
GL
called it.
Oh, hell GL.
Here we go. Welcome, everybody. Christmas time. 2022 coming to a close. We want to say a happy Christmas to everybody. And special thanks to O'Bannon, you know what you did. Yes. Special thanks to Kate Scott, you know what you did.
Kelly Navarro.
Hello Kitty Bates. Atlanta, you know what you did. And then just all the crew. Larry won't be here tonight. Larry's breaking his streak tonight. Yes.
What?
Larry is, I know, I'm glad you're all sitting down and everybody is armed with Depends. Larry's breaking his streak tonight because there's a new showing of Two Girls, One Cup. Is that the? No, just kidding. Larry's under the weather and we're saying he's feeling better today, but he doesn't want to spread the disease like anthrax would say. So we say, Larry, get well. And, just thank you to Lori and all the crew, everybody that helps this thing tick over. 22 was all right. 23 is going to be all right.
So we're going to slap a number in this?
I think since we're all here, let's do it.
This is episode number 202 of SlapperCast. Y'all.
Yeah. Well, we got
for the first time. First time we've got all four Blaggards on the same show.
Yeah, well, we're not in a fucking band.
Right. So that's right. I guess, yeah.
Maybe if we all do this, it'll kind of bring back something. Very cool, very good. Yeah, good to have you in. So I guess this is our Christmas show, since we won't see all you wonderful people on Christmas, and I hope you do have a wonderful Christmas, white or not. We're really looking forward to this coming year. We just a lot of just great stuff coming up. Unfortunately, we're not going to have Miss Heidi here. We're not going to have her next week for our Pogues tribute show, which is we're going to have to do this again. Heidi, we got to do this with you because it's just been not just a blast, but it's been really, really well received. People are just talking about it and very excited about it. So like Chad said, our friend Bob Ruggiero, who's been writing for the Houston Press since 90, what did he say, 90?
For over 20 years, he says, something like that, yeah.
So he's actually he's there longer than that anybody. I mean, he's there longer than the editor and all that stuff. So we just had a great interview with him about it. And cool. Bob's not only a good friend, but he's been a Blaggard fan. He did say the Blaggards in one portion of the thing, and I called him on it. And he then promptly called in his 22-year-old daughter, Emma, and he said that she had corrected him on that. So in fairness to Bob, now he's about 4 or 5 glasses of wine in before we started talking. So he didn't say that. I said that because I could see 3 of them on the screen. It was, but no, it was great. But his daughter Emma had seen us, and then she also called her boyfriend unprovoked listening to Blaggards, and she was she was very excited. So they won T-shirts. We're bringing T-shirts to his parents on the Pogues show on 30th and 3700 Main Continental Club.
And she said that's where she'd seen us
at the Toy Drive.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
So very, very cool. Anyway, love story. We're excited because we've got a big year coming up. We're going to have new recordings. We're going to have original music. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. And just, I've been kind of blocking off chunks on the calendar for tours coming up for this year. So we're going to confer on that and just make sure that we all have the same. I know the only thing that's definite right now is where all 4 of us will be at O'Bannon's Tap House, College Station, Texas for Paddy's Day, 2023. So that hopefully that won't be Heidi's first introduction to College Station, but if it is, God help College Station. That's all I can say. It's gonna be brilliant.
Yeah.
So is everybody ready for? I'm not going to ask Chad this because he swore he was doing everything today, and then he didn't do anything today. So are you guys all ready for Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost.
I'll take that as a no.
98%. I just
98%.
Just got to do a couple final wrapping. Did some bonus skits today,
Okay.
I always look at it like if it had to happen right now, it would be fine. Everybody would still smile and have a good time, and all those little things you stress about. It's like wedding planning. do you need the napkins with your names on it? Do you need like all those things? It's like, oh, let's just have Christmas. I give up. Let's just have fun.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. You know, God gave us heroin for a reason. You know, if
someone crack open the wine and the champagne and let's go.
Yeah. I have to agree. It's just been the driving around Houston right now. You can tell it's Christmas. People are so festive in their sign. You know, they're everybody. I told my daughter, I said, this is typical. If you leave late and you don't plan, then you're going to drive like that cocksucker right there. Everything is going to be, your whole. So it's the same way for your, if you're gonna like you said, Heidi, if it happens right now, are you ready? It's gonna be a good. Hi, Ben. There he is. There he is. Had some.
Heidi, did you put Christmas lights up?
Not on the outside of the house, and I put just like very little on the inside. The tree is pre-lit. We went with a fake tree this year because they just dry out too fast in Arizona, and it's terribly sad. So yeah, I don't put up very many. We did the first year we had the house. They stayed up till October. Then they came down. So of course they didn't go back up. And we haven't done it since. We just did the first year we were here.
Nah, we do the fake tree too. We love it. It's like once we change to that, we ain't going back. You don't go back.
Yeah.
So I take it, Turbo and Heidi, you're the only two that really get into Christmas. Chad and I could give a fuck, right?
I'd be a lot more excited about it if a bookstop still existed. That's where I used to do like 95% of my shopping. Could I just say this too, as a lifelong nocturnal person? It used to be so easy, and especially now in the post-pandemic days, nobody stays open late anymore. Just closes at 7. Barnes and Noble closes at 8 or something stupid like that. The Barnes and Bookstop which Bookstop was Barnes and Noble before they moved. They were open to midnight every day, and that was awesome.
That is
bring that back.
Yeah,
come on.
And now, Academy Sports and Outdoors are open till midnight tonight. I was informed.
Are they really?
Yeah,
great.
So,
I'm gonna go buy socks for everybody.
Yeah. Need a petition.
Running
Chad, I'll
shoes.
sign it. You got my signature on it.
Oh, speaking
Bring
of
it
which,
back till midnight.
John Nania. I'm sorry, June sent me these.
Oh, nice.
Personalized. That looks like Butthead without hair.
Essentially, it is. Yeah, he looks more like a Bill Maher, I think, without hair.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I was gonna say those socks are funnier than Bill Maher, though.
Yes.
So a couple of rapid fire questions for everybody. All right, we're going to start with you, Heidi, since you're the furthest away.
Shit.
New Year.
Yeah.
Do you have a New Year goal? Do you have it doesn't have to be a resolution, but is there something you want to accomplish in the new year?
Yeah. I want to get back to a little bit more of a routine where I kind of spend a day or a certain number of hours every week on my website and doing like videos for my social media, but kind of all centered around either doing covers on the violin or probably both. Because there are some covers I've really wanted to do, some songs I've wanted to make a violin cover of, but I really want to start an Irish school. So
cool.
I definitely am going to do it on my own. I've talked to the U.S. Symphony here, and there's a space that I can set aside and just set like either 4 to 6 weeks at a time, and just any ages can sign up, not just kids. And then further than that, an Irish school where, there's more than one instructor, more than one instrument, that type of thing. But whether or not that comes together, I really want to just set dates for January and February or whenever, I got to get our dates down first. That's probably my first goal, is to stop waiting for it to happen and just make the phone call and schedule it and just be the leader on it and do it. And then do some of my own like creative stuff. Those are my goals.
Yeah, that's the turbo school of rock and roll right there. You're as preaching. He's sitting there. He is
dying
so
right now.
Yeah, he is so excited. I can feel it. Well, okay, just real quick covers. Just give me 2 or 3 covers that you want to do right now.
I want to do Smooth Criminal, and I want to do that Billy Joel song that I mentioned the last time I was on.
Yes.
Pressure?
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
Pressure.
it was Pressure,
Oh.
yeah. But there's like a whole list. You liked it when we talked about it last time.
I know. No, I do. I have so many in my head, though. That's absolutely brilliant. And that's, yeah.
Which one do you think she was talking about?
No, I thought, I as soon as I said no, I remember, yeah, God, that's it. I'm off. How do you exit this shit? No, I fully agree. Turbo goals.
One of them kind of is in line with some things you talked about, Heidi. I mean, Patty, I've talked a lot. I'm a big massive action person, and I get told a lot, how do you fit so many things in your schedule? And I think if you want to do it and you just take action and it gets done. For me, I'm trying to expand my abilities musically. I think that I have a couple tracks that I stay on. So one of the things that I'm doing is I committed to do it. I want to do 120 videos throughout next year. I'm going to do 10 a month. And this would be where I'm recording different songs. And 2 of those songs are going to be songs that I wouldn't normally pick. And I'm going to try to learn, example, like we talk about Thin Lizzy, we talk about Iron Maiden, we talk about these things. I'm not naturally going to grab some of these songs, so I'm going to grab them and see if I can sort of expand. And that's just a personal goal for me, and that's musically one of my goals. I got other goals as well, but that's kind of my main goal. And if I video it, it's my accountability. It allows me to. It's on camera. You have to. I'm gonna post it. Like, I'm gonna make it to where if I speak it and post it, it's gonna happen. And so
that's brilliant.
And so
that's wonderful. Chad, what you got?
I've really, and a lot of people keep nudging me in this direction. That I want to get back into actually recording some of my own stuff, and I haven't done that. One of those people being you, Patrick, been telling me to do this for a while. And I just need to do it. I just haven't. It's like one of those things. I'm always prioritizing, the things that are more immediately that need to be done for this band. And so I just don't even really think about it most of the time. But I'm trying to move my brain back in that space to make room. It's just like you're saying, Turbo. You just kind of have to make time. You just gotta just pull the trigger and do it, whatever it is that you're thinking of. And this is one of those things. And it's just a process too, because I can't just say, okay, I'm just going to go do it. I have to retrain my brain to play guitar, because I hardly ever touch it. I mean, I do play occasionally, but I don't. Going through the process of learning how to get into the finger picking and stuff. I used to do some complicated stuff. Some of my stuff is written that way. And but I really want to do that. And I think it's just going to make everything we do better. The more, the stronger I make those other muscles, the better everything else is going to get. There's no question, and we've talked ad nauseum about this, and please forgive me for saying it again and spitting it out here, but this unit right now that we have, I've never been more excited about, because it's fun just driving. I mean, yes, it's great fun when we get to the show and we get playing, but it's fun just driving because I've just never been bored with our conversation. We're not. There's a dynamic and there's a wonderful camaraderie, but that's not forced. That's it's just so that's wonderful. But the other thing is too, and the thing that's thrilling is Heidi, your playing has like when we met you in Phoenix those many years ago. Your playing was great then. Your playing now is just worlds better. I mean, worlds better. And not, your classical playing is and for our slapper our slapper crew right here listening, which we appreciate. Thank you very much. Heidi wrote a song. She sent a melody to us a few months back, and it every nerve
every hair on my arm stood up, the back of my neck stood up. It was beautiful. It's just really, really well written and well. And I said to her, "Hey, I've been working on this piece." She goes, "Oh, well, I've changed it again." I was like, "Well, that sounds familiar. That sounds like somebody I know." But it wasn't. It's not a. I changed it. It was just I added to it. And I think that's the common thread that we all have. So my goal for the next year was to put down exact tour dates so we can just block them off, just know where we're going to be, and then Heidi, you can get that school up and running and do what you have to do in that godforsaken state you live in. And then we can then we can record and we can send tracks back and forth and whatnot, because it's just there is no limit on this thing. There's no he can only play this much, so we can't, or this amount, or that he can only play this well, so we can't write anything past that. That's not the case anymore. There is endless. I don't want to get bored, and we don't want to bore the audience, so we want to have new stuff all the time without losing what we initially brought them in on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that was my thing. I want to book the tours and have that done and dusted out of the way, and then if something huge comes up and we can bring you in, Heidi, we can have you in, without wearing you out. You've been so easygoing and so helpful in I can make that, so I'll do it. I just don't want to tire you out, and we want to make sure that you're
I'm strong.
Yes, so we're not.
My wimpy little arm.
Free Heidi.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: does anybody have a song to kill? Have a song?
I got one this time.
All right,
okay.
We all ready? Okay, who's going first? Ladies first.
Well, sure, if you want to. Okay, so I think it was on Facebook this week, and I just don't get it. Lou Gramm, Foreigner, is being inducted into the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame, and I'm like, Foreigner?
What?
How is that heavy metal?
Not even close.
That's like soft rock or maybe arena rock, just because they filled an arena.
Yeah.
But that's like, to say it was hard rock in the 70s.
Stretch.
That's even a stretch. So I'm like,
No.
Heavy Metal Hall of Fame? Our PLFM is more heavy metal than Cold as Ice or...
Yes.
So I'm
Urgent
killing.
emergency.
I'm just like, and what is the guy going to say, like, if somebody asked him, did you write a heavy metal song? There he is being inducted. He's going to be like, no, he's going to be like, yes, I wrote that as a heavy metal song.
Yeah.
It doesn't make But I want to kill, what's it called? I want to know what love is.
Oh, brilliant. Oh.
That's like right up there with St. Elmo's Fire, which is one of the first songs I killed on this.
Oh,
yes. That's just hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Nobody can top that. Nobody can top
Lord.
that. That's brilliant.
Foreigner metal.
Wow.
I was just shocked by that news. And a good
That's
friend of mine is hosting that show. I think she's hosting it. She's a spokesmodel, and she's the one that posted it. And I just went, wow, that's a stretch.
That's completely doesn't make any sense at all. That's like beyond. I'm like, what?
But
that's crazy.
That's how I came up with my kill.
That's a top-notch kill. That's oof.
Yeah. That's a shot through the heart.
Yeah. I feel bad for who goes next.
Yeah, I know. It can't be top. So what's the one you want to shine a light on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there is a really interesting cover of a Led Zeppelin song, When the Levee Breaks, by a band called Dirtwire. And I looked them up, and they're like this, it's kind of like an indie type band, but it's interesting. They do a mix of, I think it's called Swamptopia or something, but they do a mix of electronic music with really unusual instruments, like instruments you've never heard of, and that's what they play when they do their, I don't know if they have originals, but Dirtwire does a cover of When the Levee Breaks, and it's good. I like it.
Nice.
You gotta look
Cool.
that
Check it
up,
out.
whether you like Led Zeppelin or not. But no,
Yes,
that's a rock band.
I don't like them. Yeah, I don't like them. But I again, a lot of these bands that I don't like, it's not because that they're not good. It's just because it's not my take,
Yeah.
But excellent.
Yeah, there you go.
That's really good. Turbo, what you got?
Okay, so to go along with my free Heidi, I was reading some things about Britney Spears. I don't know. I see an article, and the next thing you know, I get sidetracked into Kevin. What's Federline? The old Britney Spears husband or boyfriend. And then so I'm like, I wonder what he's up to, and I'm Googling him, and I'm like, he sings songs. He has a song, and
Oh,
so now I
no.
put it on my Apple Music, and I'm playing it. And what was it called? I wrote it down. Pops out. Don't look this song up. It's terrible.
It's
I'm
is
like,
is
I'm
that?
killing this song.
Are you sure it's not Popo?
Popo? No. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. And the only reason why I know that is because Seth Meyers. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's Pops Out. Pops Out.
Okay.
It's got a Z in it.
Pops
Maybe they
Out.
pronounce it Popo. I don't know. Is that how they pronounce it? Yeah.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be. Could be.
It might be the same one, but Seth Meyers did him on his monologue one time. Excuse me, I was on one of his closer looks, and he did a call. He kept calling it back, and it was Popo's out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so again, and I don't know the first thing about him. I thought that Brittany was waiting for me and just fuck her and him. So anyway,
Dude, K-Fed. So K-Fed, you're gone. I was like, you got to go. Actually, listening to it, I was like, life's okay. Like, life's good. I'm like, yeah.
as long as I'm not that guy, right?
Yeah. I'm like, but and then I was kind of getting songs and stuff ready to go for January, right? What I was telling you about for the goals.
Yeah.
So my song I'm bringing about, I was looking up kind of crazy time signature songs, and I was listening to Frank Zappa, and it's going to be Keep It Greasy. And I was like, what time signature is this? I had to look it up. And I go, nobody knows what this is. I was like, I'm going to save this one for later in the year. I was like, this one's going to go over here. I'm like, I need to warm up to this one. But
did you figure out the time signature?
there was a couple different, I have to look it up and see what they're actually playing it in. But it's, I'm not 100% sure. But it changed. There's definitely more than one in that song.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Steve Vai, his guitar player for a time, I read an interview with him when he was auditioning, and so he played guitar. And Steve Vai is one of the most fluid guitar players you're ever going to see in the history of time. He's just one of these prodigy, just brilliant. I mean, I'm sure he was born like that, but his fingers are about 23 and a half feet long. And they're nimble. Each one of them can house their own solar system. He's a little brilliant, is what I'm trying to say. But so he was talking about, hey, okay, well, I need it in this key. Can you play it in this time signature? Can you do it? And it was the kind of stuff where I was getting a headache. Just having to audition for somebody like that, and then B, having all those things thrown at you at once.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge, that's a big bite.
And like I was saying, some of those, I'm not listening to regularly. So I'm like, I'm going to dive into this and see where this wormhole goes.
Yeah.
That's like Kansas has time changes their music is, try play Kansas, Kevin. That's a workout.
Yeah.
I'm going to put them on the list.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And again, a lot of the stuff is kind of airy fairy, but but they have some great numbers.
They do.
Yeah, that's really good. Chad, what you got?
I'm going to go back to picking on a band that's actually one of my favorite bands. Because I was thinking about this because the song I'm going to resurrect is by this band. So I thought, well, maybe I can I've killed a song by this band before. REM. Their very first really big top 10 hit. I don't know if it was top 10, but it was a top 40, I think. The One I Love, which was the first single off of the Document record, which came out in 1987, right the year I graduated high school. And that was their first big radio hit. and kind of broke them. But I never, even we covered that song in The Change too. I was never really that fond of the song, and it's okay. It's not bad. It's just that it was kind of one of their more mediocre tunes, and I've had to hear it a million times. So I'm ready to kill it. And what I'm going to bring back is a song off the very same record, Document, called Lightning Hopkins. Sort of just coincidentally named after a Houston legend, Lightning Hopkins himself. And apparently the lyrics itself, the actual lyrics in the song don't really have anything to do with Lightning Hopkins at all. Apparently the only reason they chose the name is because Peter Buck, the guitarist, happened to have an LP by Lightning Hopkins in the studio when they were trying to think of a name for the song. But the song is one of those REM tunes that nobody ever talks. It's one of those. It's just an album deep cut track that you really don't know unless you know the record, and it's really strange, but it's catchy, and it's got some incredible guitar work on it. Some really enthusiastic vocals by Michael Stipe. Very strange, cryptic lyrics in this classic style, but you can actually understand the words he's saying, which he was starting to do at this time. He was actually starting to enunciate his lyrics more at this point. But it's great. That record actually, Document, is a fantastic record. It does have some, One I Love and It's the End of the World as We Know It, and I Feel Fine. Totally over. We all have heard those songs enough, but there's a lot of other really great stuff on that record. So I highly recommend.
Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. So I'm going to kill a song which I've never liked even as a kid. Just to me, it was a very remedial, very, very poorly. The tune on its own was annoying, and then they just kept making song after song with that melody in it. And Shane MacGowan did it. So I'll do two off the same record. So okay. Shane MacGowan's The Snake record, which is it's not the Pogues, it's Shane and the Popes. The song was The Rising of the Moon. And oh God, it's just the dentist, no offense, Turbo, but the dentist drill on your teeth, it's just that tune, and it doesn't go anywhere, and the song doesn't, it's a great story, but tune wise, and another song is the Roddy McCorley / that melody of the da 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 da. We use it in "Man from Omaha" because that was the song that our friend Jeff Quinn, the late great Jeff Quinn, had requested. But the song just didn't go anywhere, and it's one of those kind of bland, kind of, but definitely "Rising of the Moon." It's not worth the paper it's written on, as far because the melody just. It's boring. It's stale. And on. It's
often sung as "The Wearing of the Green" as well.
Yeah. So again, it never. But off the same record, actually, there's a couple of songs that we could do off there. But the one that I like that is just to me, it's another unsung masterpiece by Master MacGowan. Is the Mexican Funeral in Paris, which is just it's very kind of Fiesta Poguesy, but it's just brilliant because it's not, the lyrics are great, the groove is great, and the horn section is just what makes it, and it's not what you expect on that record, alongside such greats as That Woman's Got Me Drinking, co-written by Johnny Depp and Shane MacGowan, or Donegal Express was always one of our favorite songs to play back in early Blaggards because the lyrics, the chorus go, "I might have fucked your missus, but I never fucked your daughter for diddly-ah." And it was just people love it when you put those, flowery lyrics in there, and especially the way we sang it. We changed the lyrics to make it even worse. And look it up, kids, look it up. But those songs are to me standalone brilliant songs, and they're the ones that would typically get Shane put into that. Oh, that's easy. He's just taking lyrics and just putting them to these Irish tunes. It's not that easy, and it was hysterical watching people sit in with us. Typically typically harmonica players. Hey, can I jam with you? No. 20 minutes, and 20 minutes later. But 100 times of asking more. All right. He sit in. But the chord changes are so fast, and there's so few time signatures in there and whatnot. but that will also shut you the hell up, and maybe you'll think twice about going and sitting in the anyway. So that's my kill is Rising of the Moon, and the Shine the Light On is Mexican Funeral in Paris, or Song with No Name is another one we used to do years ago.
Yeah,
and that Woman's Got Me Drinking, a brilliant record if you can just bypass Roddy McCorley and Rising of the Moon. So that's mine.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good
Yeah,
one.
I totally know, Jimmy, that melody, that's one that often gets mentioned and requested, but it's although a lot of Irish trad songs like that have melodies that just repeat, but that for something about that one, it's just kind of, there's like, you're right, it doesn't really go anywhere.
Well, I'll tell you why as well, is because they play it as they sing it, and then the breakdown is that fucking melody again, so it never leaves.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean?
Well, you mentioned Roddy McCorley, also Sean South, and of course our own man from Omaha. To me, that's kind of the same, where it just repeats the melody. But I think it's because the melody is just a little bit more dynamic, and there's more chord. The chord changes kind of go deeper. You know, it's just a kind of a slightly. I don't even know if it's a different chord progression or not, but there's just something about that melody is a little bit more. Maybe because it has that repeating da 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 da. Yeah, it's a little unusual the way the melody.
Yeah.
You know, where it hits the C again.
Yep.
Anyway, it's a little bit more interesting stuff happening.
Yeah, it's got a little bit more flash to it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Raymond.
It is.
I totally forgotten about the Mexican. What was it called again?
Mexican Funeral in Paris.
I need to go listen to that again. I can't even recall it in my head. I know.
But the core, the horn like da 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 da, and it's so brilliant. And again, the image that gets conjured up when you say Mexican Funeral in Paris, it could be anything. And the song on that record it's quite brilliant. I think Tarantino, Scorsese, that's the imagery that I have. And then when you hear it, you're like, oh my God, that's madness. And the Specials, rest in peace, Terry Hall from the Specials as well. We just lost him. So,
gosh, shit.
Yeah, but the like I said, that madness beat, Specials, all that stuff, Selector, all that ska stuff, stuck in the middle of this rock song, in this just beautifully laid out. And again, the lyrics are classic Shane, thought provoking and imagery, endless imagery and on and on.
Is St. John of God's, is that on that record too? Is that a different Pope's record?
That might be on the same record.
Is it?
No, I think that's on
whatever. I was just thinking of that. There's another Pope's one that we toyed around with covering at one point, and I remember that you could. It's kind of a boring song. It's not really one of Shane's best. It's kind of plodding. But I remember we did try to do it a couple of times on Wednesday nights. But I seem to recall you couldn't get through it without laughing, because you just sing this first line, "Sailor Man," and you would start laughing.
Yeah, the lyrics weren't terrible. So
No.
St. John of God's was a home for the mentally challenged in Ireland. See the man, the crushed up man with the crushed up Carol's packet. It's a cigarette brand. Carol packet in his hand, but the repeating line was that da 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 da, and to me it was a like a Muppet Show kind of thing, it never left my mind as a not a parody, but like some kind of
Well, it's essentially like a reggae song, the way they play it, and it's funny always that there's a little bit of a reference joke in it that I think only musicians or bass players would catch, because it's essentially the same chord progression as "Stir It Up" by Bob Marley. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
and the song goes on forever, and way at the end of the song, the bass player, because the bass line in that song, do 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 do, and the Bob Marley steer it up. I'm sure you've heard that, Turbo, right?
Yeah,
the Bob Marley song.
Turbo's not old.
So you're right, but it's finally like way towards the end of the song. They've been tooling around and doing the instrumental bit for a long time. The bass player just once goes do 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 do, just once. He never does it again. It's like, oh yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Or maybe they just sobered up by the time, because there's this huge outro to where it just keeps doing the same thing over, and then he hits it once. Oh yeah, dude, yeah.
It was also a sign, I think, of the bass player getting bored too.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it, I'm going to do the bass, the Bob
it's
Marley
definitely
bass
not
line.
on the Snake, but I can't tell you which record it is on. But I'm racking my head. But so is anybody doing anything fun for Christmas? Just family stuff.
Yeah.
Usual.
You know, I got the 3 young boys, so I get to be dad. You know what I mean? Try to be quiet, so hear me. You know, it's like, man, I play that role, man. I set everything up, and I love it.
That's cool.
That's
cool.
I should show you the cup, you know? Oh, I got to show you something real quick. Let me grab it real quick.
Do it. Don't grab it.
I look forward to this, you know?
That's
Look at that.
No,
Yeah.
good. You know what I mean? Like,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And you feel it full of whiskey?
yeah.
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 There you go.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to do something a little different if you guys are okay.
Yeah.
Patty, I got Chad. You guys get yours tomorrow. Heidi, when next time I see you. But Patty, I got you a gift, and I was gonna try to get it to you so you can open it on this, but I want to open it while we're on this. Is that all right? Is that
All right.
I'm going to open it for you.
That's
I want it
more
to be
than,
it's got to be on the Christmas episode, and so I was like,
I got you a gift. I'm going to open it for you.
I know this sounds terrible. It
I
came
can't
in
wait.
already a while back. Chad already knows, but it came in and I had to get another one because there was a problem with it. So I couldn't get it to you last weekend, which I wanted to do it and say, hey, open it on the podcast. So we had to be a little.
well, here's something that you didn't know. I don't like gifts. I'm not being smart. The funny thing is, and I can't. So this is a whole lot better because somebody would give me something. I was like, thank you, like Kate Scott, right? Conroe gives us this beautiful bag of things, and I couldn't. I just can't. I'm not deserving because while we're not on SlapperCast, which we thank you all for listening, I'm out torturing children, kicking kittens, choking puppies, biting their heads off, anything that's sweet and meek and mild. I'm just evil, and I don't. So anyway, so
there's
this
no
is.
strings attached. There's a story that goes along with
All right.
it, and I want to tell it on this episode.
I'm excited. I'm excited now.
It's the first time I get to get on here, all 4 of us. It's the first time I've been on this, so I'm going to do it anyway. So
Come on.
they're going to have to mute me if they want me to do it. So here it is, right here. Look,
All right.
I even wrapped it.
Well, it's not a book. It's not a book, and it's not a
Not a
puppy.
book.
Good.
Right,
Okay.
look, it's not Legos.
I hope it's not a puppy. Ugh.
So
God, that'd be great.
you ready?
Ah.
Here we go. I'm open this up. This is. Can I get it on his camera so he's opening it? Here we go.
Yeah. Here, I'll do the motions.
Yeah, there you go. Here.
Rip.
we go.
Tear. All right, it's definitely not a book. Look. I love it. I love it.
You have
Okay,
to
for the kid.
explain it. I don't get it.
You're
You
gonna have
get
to
that? Okay, so the FBI have a child. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I was going to say a child's.
So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna die laughing. So, Stacy's like, we were first getting ready to take off on tour. She's like, you don't even know them, and I go, no, I don't. And she's like, you're gonna get in a van with them. I'm like, yep. And so we get to the first hotel, and it's me, that hero. All right, man, we're in this room together, and I'm like, all right, man, we got to have some rules, or we kind of make jokes, and next thing you know, it's like, we sleep back to back. And he's like, no front to back. So F2B stands for front to back. So it's kind of been our inside joke since day one. We're always like, back to back. Like, if we have to share a bed, it's back to back.
Well, and the thing that makes it even crazier is there were 2 beds, but that's where my suitcase goes, is bed number 2. Bed number one is Turbo and me. And I said, look, real men sleep front to back.
Front to back. He's kind of evolved and changed. It was like, here's the ground rules, but that's the version now. So
Okay.
I get it.
So that's
that's the story version now. It may change again.
Yeah, so that's now my first favorite T-shirt. My second favorite is Glorious Leader.
Yeah.
Glorious Leader.
It's
true.
tradition now. You're doing.
F2B. F2B.
You do T-shirts for all the inside jokes.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we do. But I don't want to nitpick.
Hope.
But
I love help.
I forgot about that one.
I just remembered it now.
I thought it was fuck the help.
That was my response to it. Just to be contrary for no reason at all.
Yeah.
I expected Turbo to give each one of us a brick.
Yes, right.
Well,
we got the official Blaggards break.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, and or if he doesn't, if we don't play what he likes, then we'll get a brick through the window because he is from he is from Phoenix.
With a note.
Yeah, a C sharp.
Yeah. That was funny. I was like, that was a good time. We were laughing forever. It kind of helps break the ice, and then you just go down from there.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I think you might even have said it first. It's like, all I know is we were just laughing. It was fun. And then it just became a thing. Like, we were in Montana, and we're like, same thing.
I know. Every room we went in, that bed is for my suitcase. You get, But so just for the viewers and listeners that didn't know the story, just a few short months ago, we hired young Turbo of the Hill here, and we literally just met him online. Grindr.com has a whole section on redheaded drummers that will get in the van with strangers. And so we met him, and we had interviewed him, and we had auditioned him, and but Kevin and I had spoken many times on the phone, and it wasn't the enthusiasm and the camaraderie that was there was a bonding that happened quickly, and so then once we got to play a couple of times, and we really did. We crammed 50 songs down his gullet and said, go, and we'd get in the van and stuff like that. So it wasn't a case of just, okay, we have everything's great. I mean, it was a really, really quickly put together ordeal, and we jumped in the van and went. So Stacey's right. You really didn't know what and who you were getting into a van with.
When we drove out of the driveway, when you guys picked me up, that was the first time she met you guys.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, this is who I'm leaving with. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
I think it was like 30 minutes into it. She's like, are you good? She texted me.
Yeah.
I'm still in the van. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Liam Neeson. All right. Look to which direction the flag's blowing.
Yeah.
That's
great.
Funny. It's good.
That's great. Well, I tell you what, kids, I know you guys have got better things to do than sit around and yap at computers all night. But I just want to say, I think this was an incredible year. I think we did a lot quickly. Yeah. And I think this year, I don't think this year coming, I want to say it on tape and have it so you can guys shove it back in my face. But I want to say right now that this is going to be the year that's just going that way. So
agree.
I just can't wait to start recording and get this stuff out. I just want to hear. I want to hear what people have to say about this quickly. So we got a lot of work to do, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And
yes, indeed.
This year has been a blast, but next year is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So
we're hit the ground running. For
yes,
sure.
indeed. All of our friends, especially Chris Steele, O'Bannon's Tap House College Station. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And our Patreon. Thank you, everybody that's come to the shows, all the people that drove to so many different shows all over the place, and just just been so good to us. Thank you, and I cannot wait for you to hear the new stuff. I'm just giddy.
Yeah.
So,
heck yeah.
So
Cool,
Phoenix, stay warm and then stay cool. Houston, stay warm.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. I just and if you're listening to this and you're in and around the Houston area on the 30th, we're doing our Pogues tribute and then a set afterwards. But we're and actually look for it in the as of today is Tuesday, so it should be today. There should be a Houston Press.
Yeah.
An article coming out by Bob Ruggiero, and thanks to Houston Press and Bob and all the crew for putting it out, and look forward to seeing you all ASAP.
Yeah. In case you missed it too, the interview with David Mendoza on accordion was last week, episode 201.
Yes.
And also Chris Steele makes a cameo appearance in that episode too, behind the bar of bandits.
Yes, he does. Well done. Well done. So, happy Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas, y'all.
Be well.
Yeah.
One thing, okay, so I gotta pay up on my bet here.
Well, hold on. What bet?
Oh.
What bet?
Argentina won in penalty kicks.
Yes.
You called it perfectly.
Who called it? Who called it?
You did.
Who called? GL called it?
GL.
called.
Oh, hell yeah.
Geesh.
So, I wanted to make sure I got one big enough, so I went with 2. So you
Whoa!
here's the bet.
Holy
Hey.
crap!
I know when it went tie, I was like, oh.
Well, I was sending pictures. I was saying,
He's sending me updates. I'm like,
it was. Let me tell you this. For a World Cup game, that was pretty electric. That was pretty edge of your seat stuff. Argentina went up 2-0 fast.
yep.
And I was like, all right, turn the TV on. And France was like, no, monsieur. And they came back, and it was quite wonderful. But to lose in penalties for a game of that magnitude is absolutely heartbreaking, except for me. Yeah, Sacre Bleu, Argentina, screw you.